Hi, I'm Dr. Kutso Sibetseba, pediatrician, parent, and host of Tiny Matters with Dr. K. This podcast is where medical science meets the beautiful, messy reality of raising a child in the African context where tradition, love, and wisdom often intersect. You see, I've worked with thousands of families over the years, and if there's one thing I've learned, is that small things really matter. A fever that goes on too long, a cough that you just seem to ignore, a question asked too late. This is where today's episode begins. Let me tell you about Lerato, a healthy, happy 18-month-old baby girl who came into the practice one day with a fever, a slight rash. Mom thought she might be teething, but something in her gut told her we should check it out. Needless to say, it turned out Lerato had meningitis, and if Mom hadn't followed that gut instinct that said something might be wrong, we may be talking a different story today. We were able to admit her, do some quick tests, and treat her for her meningitis, and Lerato went home. She's happy and healthy and 3 years old today. This story reminds us, parenting doesn't come with a manual, but it does come with instincts. The challenge for us clinicians is knowing when to slow down and really listen. That niggle in the parent's voice, that question they want to ask but just don't. There's a lot of noise in parenting, from social media advice to the neighbor telling you what to do, to just the pressures of trying to get through the day. So much of what I do, what I've learned, is about making the important signals louder than the noise. That's why I started this podcast. So here's a tool to help. The 3 T's: timing, trust, and translation. Number 1, timing. Trust your gut. If something doesn't feel right, act early. Don't wait for the dramatic signs. The earlier you act, the better the outcomes will be. Number 2, trust. Build a relationship with a healthcare provider who listens to your concerns and makes you feel safe. Medicine isn't always about answers. Sometimes it's about feeling seen and supported. And if you're not getting that, that matters too. Number 3, translation. Ask until it makes sense. There is no such thing as a stupid question when it comes to parenting. If we've used terms that are too clinical or too vague, it's okay to say, can you say that a little bit differently? You deserve clarity, and we owe it to you to provide it. And yes, sometimes it's not as dramatic as a rash. Sometimes your gut just tells you something's off, or your baby's not feeding well, or is more sleepy than usual. These are the tiny things that matter. Yes, sometimes it turns out to be nothing, but sometimes they can save lives. Today's episode wasn't about rashes. It was a reminder that you matter, that sometimes the small things, a hesitation, a question, can hold life-altering weight, that your voice in your child's care is valid and vital. So if you've ever second-guessed yourself, felt unsure, or been told that you're overreacting, remember, in pediatrics, tiny matters, and your courage to ask, check, and show up for your child can make all the difference. If today's episode resonated with you, feel free to share it with another parent or a healthcare worker. Let's build a world where information flows freely, where care is a conversation, and where tiny voices are always heard. I'm Dr. K. Thank you for listening to Tiny Matters. Until next time, stay curious and stay kind.